Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. We are going to go ahead and get started. We're excited to see you here. We're going to get everybody from our waiting room in. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are here for our consumer event of the month here at Exit. We're going to go ahead and mute everybody on our way in, and then that way, if you would like to speak, you've got some questions for our guests, we're going to be able to help you get those questions answered. So we're going to start here in just about a minute. We've got some great presenters for you here today. If you are new to our consumer event series, you may not know that Exit does this every month. Exit Strategy, the largest Exit franchise in the Midwest. We have a focus in 4 key areas for you: health and wellness, which is, of course, today's event; personal finance; charity and community; and then, of course, real estate. We are a real estate brokerage by trade, but we want to make sure that we help you in all different focus areas out there in the world today. Our vision is to get a more well-rounded individual, help the community build and grow in various ways, not just real estate. We know real estate is so empowering, but your overall health and wellness is empowering too. And that's why I have 2 amazing guest speakers today, Emma and Ryan. Ryan is a good friend of mine. He is also the founder of Kuna, which is an amazing website and resource for you to take back control of your health. We are all kind of coming back out of COVID, and we're excited about the summer and the months ahead. Some of us have found a new focus in health during COVID, and some of us have let part of that go away. So we are here to recharge you, re-energize your health focus, and again, provide that overall wellness outlook in your life in all aspects. So I am not the speaker today. I want to turn it over to the true experts, the people that know this nutrition business much better than me. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Ryan and Emma to unmute themselves, introduce themselves, and then I'm also going to allow them to share their presentation because we've got some great visuals. Ryan and I went over them last night. So Ryan, you will be able now to share your screen.
Cool, thanks, Nick. Let me just get that showing here. Make sure this looks right. Okay, can we see the whole screen?
Yes, that looks wonderful.
All right, excellent. Okay, so I know that probably people will join as we go here, but let's kick things off. So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. We're really excited for the opportunity to talk to you today. Frankly, nutrition is something that I get asked questions about all day long from my friends, from my family, from my followers on Instagram. Everyone struggles with food. Everyone wants to know more about food. Everyone would like to understand how food affects their body and how it responds in their training programs. So today I am joined with Emma. She is one of our expert coaches. She does not only personal training, but nutrition coaching. And let me tell you a little bit about Kuna first, and then I'll let Emma introduce herself. So my name is Ryan Lasure. I'm the founder and CEO of Kuna. We are a wellness company that supports you throughout your entire fitness journey. We know that there are a million apps, influencers, classes that you can take in order to get fit, but often these services lack the connection to an actual human who acts as a guide and support system as you navigate to your goals. So simply put, Kuna was designed to help everyone successfully achieve their fitness goals. And so we want to be with you at every step of your journey, whether we're helping you connect with the right provider, providing a program to follow, holding your hand to provide accountability through your journey, and providing continuing education so that you are successful in establishing new habits and achieving long-term success with nutrition. So that's a little bit about me. I'm gonna let Emma introduce herself.
Hey everybody, I'm Emma Boyden. Like Ryan was saying, I work with Kuna as a personal trainer and a nutrition specialist. I have been a personal trainer in the city for, I guess, a little bit over 4 years now. And I've been working on the nutrition side as a certified fitness nutrition specialist for the last 2 years. So my mom's a nutritionist. I grew up doing it. I love talking about food and about fitness. So I'm just happy to be here.
Great, thanks, Emma. So let's go over a few things just to set up the discussion for today. So because we do appreciate you giving us our time or your time, we want to reward you by starting off with a raffle. So we're going to give away $100 to any of our services, specifically nutrition coaching if you're interested. And in this next screen, we'll have a way for you to register. And with that, you'll also get 4 summer recipes that were created by Emma's mom, and I think they're delicious. So I'm excited. I'm excited for you to receive those. Some things with watermelon, citrusy things, bright summer, light, delicious recipes. We're gonna play a little game because we like to keep things interactive. We've been through 1,000 Zooms over the last year, so we want you to be engaged if at all possible. So we're gonna go over some myth versus facts and see which you think is true or false. Emma's gonna talk about some tips for living a healthy summer, talking more about nutrition. We do want you to understand why someone may choose to work with a nutrition coach, whether that's with Kuna or with another app, service, or provider. We'd like to just explain what you would expect to get out of that type of coaching. And I will share with you what how you can schedule a free consultation with me. I love talking to people. I am not a sales pressure guy. So if you just want to ask me questions and pick my brain, I'm totally happy to talk with you. If it makes sense to work together, then we'll make that happen. If you can stick around for the end, we will offer whatever remaining time we have. We expect this to take 25 to 30 minutes. So we may have up to 30 minutes of question and answers where you can literally ask us anything, and we'd love to just help. So that's the schedule for today. So on this next screen here, this is the raffle. So if you are with us on your computer and you want to stay focused here, go ahead and grab your phone. You can scan this QR code, which is going to link you to a page where you can give us your name and email. That will enter you into the raffle, where at the end of this call, we're going to pick a winner. This will also initiate the recipe email. So you'll get that at the end of this call. If you're on your computer, feel free to just type in exit.kuna.fit and it will take you to the same place. And so I'm going to give everyone maybe about 30 to 60 seconds here so they can get situated. If you have any issues or something's not working, just feel free to comment in the chat. We will be answering any questions or solving any problems that you have here. I see more people are joining as well. Okay, so if you are looking to scan with your QR code, whether you have an iPhone or an Android, if you just open the camera app and hold it up to the screen, a little drop down should pop up and you click on that and that'll open your web browser right to that. Pretty cool stuff. In Chicago, at least, we've been seeing a lot of restaurants do this lately so that you aren't touching grimy menus. Okay, cool. I'm also going to just put this in the chat for everyone in case we move on and you still need help. The address is exit.kuna.fit. All right, let's move on. So I'm going to turn this over to Emma. This part is really exciting for me because I've even learned some things from Emma. And I think that's something that's a continuing process with nutrition. You can always learn something new. There's a lot of things to read. There's a lot of, frankly, misinformation out there. So Emma is certified. She's got a great experience with nutrition. And so I'm going to let her take things over from here.
Perfect. Thank you, Ryan. So we're going to play a little game called Myth or Fact. It's exactly what it sounds like. We're going to put a sentence up on the screen, and I really just want you to go right on into that chat and tell me if you think it's a myth or a fact. We'll give you like a few seconds to decide, and then we'll.
That's Bryce for the afternoon when she get out of school.
I will go ahead and mute Brian so he can. Everybody else can enjoy.
Thank you, Nick. All right, let's get that first slide up there. Let's see our first sentence. All right, eating fat makes you fat. Let's just, everybody take a second, write in the chat. Oh, we got a myth. Okay, nice myth. Ooh, we're popping in here. This looks good, guys. All right, Let's see. I'm giving you 5 more seconds and we'll see who's right. Yes, perfect. That's good. You guys were right. It is a myth, right? Fat is one of our most essential parts of our diet, right? Fat provides a lot of things that the human body cannot create itself. So if we completely eliminate fat, it's not going to serve us. So eating fat does not make you fat. Way to go. Everybody got it right. Good job. All right, let's go on to our second one. Perfect. Okay, I'm trying to lose weight, so I should avoid carbs. Let's see it in the chat. Who agrees? Who doesn't agree? Myth, myth. Nice. Ooh, you guys are speedy on this. I love this. Balanced diet. There it is. Thank you, Jeff. Love this. All right, let's see who's right, who's wrong. Perfect. You guys were all right again. You guys know so much about nutrition. It's great. All right, you are right. This is a myth, right? Just like fat, carbs are an essential part of our diet. Carbs are something that feeds our brain and our muscles. So without carbs, we can sometimes put ourselves into a glycogen deficit or lots of different like big things that might happen. Ultimately, we need carbs, even if we're trying to lose weight, right? All right, on to our third one. Okay, this one's a little bit trickier. Non-nutrient sweeteners are healthier. So that's going to be like your sweet and low, your stevia, all that kind of stuff. Let's see it in the chat. Who agrees, who disagrees? Myth, myth. Oh my gosh, nice work, everybody. Let's see who's right, who's wrong. Amazing. Once again, everybody who's commenting in the chat is right. Way to go.
I think we have a whole bunch of nutrition experts on the call today, it seems.
I know. I think we might. I think our job's done here, Ryan. Just kidding. You guys are all right. As you probably are aware, since you're all getting these answers right, non-nutrient sweeteners are not healthier. They often can lead to problems in your gut health and your gut microbiome, right? Ultimately, if we're craving sugar, it's because we have a sugar addiction or we really just need sugar in that moment. So I would say if you're desperate for it, a little bit of sugar is not going to kill you. Or maybe turn to some fruit instead, right? Curb that sugar addiction and make it about fructose or about something healthier and more natural, right? I love to just eat a bunch of watermelon and have that help me out. So yeah, amazing. Good job, guys. Let's go. I think we have one more. Oh, we have more than one more. I lied. But this sentence is, I will lose weight if calories out are less than calories in. Fact or myth? Nice. Okay. We're seeing some activity. Good stuff. I'm going to read the sentence one more time. I will lose weight if calories out are less than calories in. Perfect. Let's see who's right, who's wrong. Uh-oh. Oh gosh, you guys. There we go. Grant got it in at the last second there with the fact. Perfect. Grant and Carson, way to go. Yes, this is true, right? This is the simple math of nutrition. Calories out versus calories in. Of course, there's a lot of other things happening around that, right? That can affect how we're feeling and how our weight loss is going. But ultimately, it's that very, very simple math equation. So way to go, you guys. Okay, we've got one more. I swear this really is the last one.
Yeah.
I got it. Perfect. All right. This one says gluten-free alternatives are always healthier. Let's see. All right. We're hitting hard on that myth train here in the chat.
Yeah.
Guys. Myth. Carson's really in on the myth. All right. Let's see here who is right. Perfect. Everybody nailed this one. It is true. They are not always healthier. Of course, if your doctor says you need to be eating gluten-free, if you have a gluten allergy, sensitivity, celiac disease, whatever it may be, please eat your gluten-free options. However, if you can eat grains and gluten, good for you. Go with the whole grains, right? Gluten-free alternatives are often made with more fat, more sugar, and that will just increase your caloric intake without a lot of nutritional value. So awesome. There you guys. That was myth or fact. We loved it. So fun.
I love that game. Thanks everyone for participating in that. We're going to move on to a deeper discussion around nutrition tips and education. Emma has prepared even more information, and so there's a few main topics here, and I will let Emma take it from here.
Perfect. Awesome. I'm seeing also a question from in the chat that's going to be super relevant to what I'm about to talk about. So you're right, Marcel. I think you're right. I think what was happening is maybe it was a wording thing that confused you, but you're right. Basically, calories out, right? The calories that we burn by being a human being or by exercising or by going up and down the stairs a bunch of times. We want that to be higher than the calories we ingest, right? We want to burn more than we're ingesting. That's how we lose the weight, right? Perfect. Amazing. So tips for summer, right? Nutrition has a lot of things going on. And if you're anything like me, the past year has been crazy, which I'm sure everybody feels the same way. But there's a lot of different things we've all been experiencing, right? With our food, with our stress, with our sleep, with whatever. But nutrition can play a big part in helping us reset and get excited for a healthy and fit summer, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is about calories, right? Nobody loves counting calories, but sometimes it's an important part. Something that I'm noticing in almost 80% of my clients is that I have a lot of people that are under eating, which is sort of this alarming phenomenon that's happening because we all learn so much about diet culture and we go, oh my God, as long as I eat fewer calories, if I eat less, then I'll lose more. But if we eat too few calories for our body, we often will put ourselves into a state of starvation in which the body panics and it takes us back to the ice age and it goes, oh my God, there's no food. Everything's bad. I'm going to store all of my fat. I'm going to just store it forever. And so our bodies start doing the opposite of what they want, what we want them to do, right? So it's super important to make sure that you're consuming the right amount of calories, right? We do want less calories than we're burning, but we don't want too few calories where we're limiting the function of our body, right? So that's my first tip. Make sure we're not eating too little. Second tip is all about stress eating because like everybody, it's been a stressful year, right? And often we turn to food to help comfort ourselves, right? So if you ever have a moment where you're like, oh my God, I really want to stress eat right now, these are my tips that I'll give to you. What you need to do, drink a giant glass of water, right? Like a huge glass of water, and then leave your kitchen, leave your house if you can, go outside. Even if you can just like literally like walk out the door, walk back in, that's great. If you can go for a walk, great. Then wait 20 minutes after that big glass of water, eat something with fiber. So for me, that would be like carrots and hummus or celery or something with that nice fibrous quality. And then 20 minutes after that, if you're still hungry for the thing you were craving on like binging or stress eating, have a little bit of it. But odds are between the like water and the walking and the 20 minutes and the fiber, you'll probably feel a little bit better and maybe don't need to stress eat the thing that you were craving, right? So that's my second tip. Third tip, water, right? It's summer and Chicago has gotten very hot very quickly, right? And so we're all sweating a lot more than we were even 2 weeks ago, which means we need to drink even more water. Water is an amazing part of weight loss, right? So one of the best ways to lose fat is by saturating the fat cells with water so that they expand a little bit. And then as the water leaves your body, as you get more hydrated, it helps shrink the fat cells back down to smaller than they were before. So without large quantities of water, we can't do that, right? So we need to just be drinking. Plus, if you're working out and sweating, if you're just going outside and sweating, which I've been doing a lot recently, you just need more water, right? Perfect. Okay. Number 3, and then I can look at some of these questions in the chat. Ultimately, we also need a lot of protein. If you're working really hard in the gym, if you are lifting or running or doing anything that's causing like a little bit of soreness or all that kind of stuff, what that is are little micro tears in your muscles, which is what we want to happen. When we work out, that's what we're doing. But in order to repair those little tiny tears, we need protein. And of course, I mean, not everybody's Ryan. Not everybody can eat chicken a ton of times a day, right? You sometimes need other forms of protein. So there are tons of sneaky ways to get protein, right? Eggs are a great thing. Greek yogurt's a great thing, right? Any sort of protein supplement, smoothie, whatever thing can help you, right? We want to find any way that we possibly can to sneak protein into our diet. So yeah, those are my 4 very quick, sort of quick conversations around eating for the summer. I'm going to take a peek and see if there's any question I need to answer. Okay, Jeff, good question about the 8 glasses of water a day being a myth. I think for me, the myth part of that is that it has to be 8 glasses of water, right? Every person is different. Like the size of your body will affect it. The amount of activity that you're doing will affect it. The climate that you live in will affect it. So basically, we don't have to be married to the idea that it's 8 glasses of water. We basically just need to drink a lot of water. Yes? Perfect. That kind of covers everybody. There we go.
Emma.
Yes.
Emma, so I want to say these tips are really great. And, there's so much information here, and I think you've already provided some helpful tips. Our next section that I want to move into is why someone would work with a nutrition coach. There is, obviously, you can take things that you read on the internet, you can apply your own learning from an app like MyFitnessPal, but I would love if you could share with us what are some of the benefits of actually working with a nutrition coach and what they could expect if they were to work with you or any nutrition coach.
Yes, yeah, me or anybody. The nice thing about working with a nutrition coach is basically exactly what you guys are seeing in the chat right here, right? There is a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of confusing information out there in the world. And sometimes it's really hard to sort of sift through it and figure out what's true. So one of the biggest things that I can offer, or any nutrition coach can offer you, is just helping sort of simplify everything, right? Nutrition does not have to be hard. It can be very simple once you sort of understand the basics and what your body needs and what these things do for our bodies, right? So one of my favorite things to do as a nutrition coach is just teach people, right? It's ultimately my goal that my clients walk away feeling like they know how to create a balanced diet and meal for themselves without the extra help of me telling them exactly what to do or exactly what to measure or whatever, right? Like I want everybody to be able to just walk through life and be able to make choices that make them fuel their body and feel good about what they're eating and how they look and how they feel and all that wonderful stuff, right? So there's a lot of like challenging things, right, that happen when we're changing our nutrition, when we're concerned about our nutrition. But ultimately, I'm here to help keep you accountable, to answer your questions, and to help teach you how to do this for yourself so that you don't need me down the road. So that's what I bring to the table.
Love it. Emma, I'm going to go back to a previous screen we had up because there were some people who joined late and I want to make sure they have the opportunity to participate in the raffle. So at the end, probably in less than 10 minutes, we're going to announce a winner who will receive $100 off nutrition coaching from Kuna Fit. So 2 ways you can do this. If you scan the QR code from the camera app on your phone, it's going to ask you for your name and email so that we can get you entered. That's also going to send you our summer recipes that we have prepared for you that Emma's mom made. Or if you're on your computer, just type in exit.kuna.fit into your browser and that'll take you to the same page. So I'm going to leave this up for a few more moments just so that everyone has the opportunity to join or to participate in the raffle if they would like. Okay, cool. I'm going to also just put this in the chat in case you need a place to go. Just go ahead and click on that exit.kuna.fit. All right, so if I could have the opportunity, I would love to tell you about Kuna Fit and our services. So Kuna Fit offers both fitness and nutrition coaching. We have 3 different main services that we provide. In that pinkish red area, you see nutrition coaching. This is the service that Emma or a nutrition coach at Kuna would provide to you. We offer a 3-month or a 6-month journey. The reason we do this is because changing food and your habits really takes time, and we can't expect you to change everything overnight and find success in just a few days. So we work with you to provide gradual change, like Emma was saying earlier, so that you are successful in learning things one step at a time. You are held accountable. You'll meet with Emma regularly. You can ask questions at any time, and she'll run all the numbers for you so that you understand what you need to be eating. If you do not win the raffle today, we will still extend a discount to you, $50 off our nutrition coaching program. We also offer personal training services, and we offer it in 2 flavors. If you're someone that's familiar with moving your body, maybe you are someone who goes to the gym regularly, but you're not quite seeing the change that you are hoping to accomplish or achieve, we offer the starter program, and it may be a great fit for you. We will meet with you to understand your goals, and one of our coaches will create a 30-day customized program from the ground up for you, which is going to include all the exercises you need to do on which days of the week, depending on how often you like to train. They'll list the exercises, the amount of weights, how much reps you should do, and they'll help you track your progress so that you know what you need to be doing in order to achieve that goal that you have in mind. We also offer personal training. We launched during COVID, and so we, of course, offer this virtually if you feel most comfortable doing it from your home. Our coaches can also meet you in person in your home, outdoors, or we do work with a private training facility in Lakeview. We offer in flavors of 1, 2, or 3 sessions per week, and we charge that as a monthly experience. If any of this sounds interesting to you or you may have questions about it, I would love to talk to you. feel free to schedule a consultation with me. It's no charge to you. I'm not going to make you buy anything if you don't want to, but I will be happy to answer any questions you have, talk you in more detail through how our coaching programs work, whether that's fitness, nutrition, or both. And all my information is here. Again, you can scan, and that's going to take you to a scheduler, or feel free to send me an email, ryan@kuna.fit. My phone number is up here, or just visit our website and click the Get Started button, kuna.fit. All right, so if you haven't had a chance to do the raffle or enter, let me know in the chat, because I'm going to refresh the screen here so I can pick a winner. Okay, going once, going twice. All right, let me have it pick a random person here. All right, our winner today is Letitia Eddings. So congratulations, Letitia.
Yay.
I will follow up with you after this call so that we can discuss the nutrition coaching program and see if it is a good fit for you. So I'll follow up with you and I'll send you an email to your Yahoo account. All right, I wanted to say thank you to everyone. Again, if you need my contact information to get a hold of me, it's right up here. You can also visit us at kuna.fit. If you want to talk to us on Instagram or Facebook, our handle is also kuna.fit. So everything is just kuna.fit no matter where you put it. And now we are going to offer a question and answer session. If you have any questions about nutrition, fitness, understanding a myth, or maybe you've got something personal you want to address, we'd be happy to talk you through it. Feel free to put anything in the chat, or come off of mute, maybe put yourself on video if you feel comfortable, and we would be happy to have a discussion.
Awesome. Brian, it's Nick. I have a question for you and for Emma. By the way, first of all, thank you for all the information so far. And I know we'll have some Q&A questions. What should I look for on a nutrition label? What should be the key things that I'm looking for when I'm making my food choices?
Ooh, that's a good question, Nick. Yeah, I think for me, what I'd say is when you're first starting out reading nutrition labels, the three most important things are our three macros, right? Our protein, fat, and our carbs, right? Seeing how those balance out and how they will fit in with the rest of your stuff, the stuff that you're eating throughout the day, right? There's a ton of information on those labels, and some of it is super helpful, some of it not that much. So I would say always look at the big three, and that's a great place to start.
Thank you.
Nick, something that I also like to share about that is how that number actually gets calculated. So when you have a fat, it's always in the order of fat, carbohydrate, and then protein. So fat at the top, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. 1 gram of protein or carbohydrate is 4 calories. And so then something like sugar is in that carbohydrate category. So again, that's how you add up. So if you've ever been curious, like, how do we actually get to a calorie number? That's how it's broken out into those macronutrients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see a question in the chat. It looks like, does doing IF, which is intermittent fasting, or keto work on shredding fat? They both can, right? So intermittent fasting, for those of you that may not know, is eating within a smaller window of time throughout the day. There are a couple different systems on how you do it. It's basically a way that a lot of people use to sort of restrict calories, which if you're looking to shred fat, which it looks like this person is, that can be a great way to do it. Intermittent fasting can have some of its own like risks hormonally, just because if we keep shrinking our window, it can do different things to the body. So it's always worth checking in with somebody about that. Same thing with keto, right? Keto is typically a high fat, high protein diet with very little carbs. Like I was talking about earlier today, our body and our brains need carbs. So we want to make sure if we're doing either of these diets, we're doing it in a safe way, right? Where we're setting ourselves up for success. Long story short, both of those things can help you shred fat. They're both designed to sort of help with that system. So it's not, you're going in the right direction.
I have lots of questions.
Oh my God, yes.
Hey, Marcel. Can't wait for them.
Ryan. Good to see you, honey.
Good to see you too.
So Ryan knows a little bit of my fitness journey struggles. I've had 2 major surgeries for arthritis in the past, less than a year and a half, and have put on probably 30 pounds since you saw me, Ryan, which is really scary because I was already like 20 pounds too much, and plus COVID and whatever. So I started with a personal trainer in November. Once I was doing twice a week, and then he moved gyms, so he only has time for me once a week. And then I got a Peloton, and I've been riding the hell out of that. And I'm doing Weight Watchers, and I've lost 15 pounds in 7 weeks. I'm 55 years old, and it is killing me because it's not going fast enough.
Hey,
So
let's celebrate that success though.
Yeah, that's
You know,
amazing.
you are making progress. You have to be kind to yourself sometimes, and I would congratulate you on that. Sorry to interrupt, but
No, thank
I'm not
you.
going to let you just be mean to yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like I like Weight Watchers because it's accountability and it's tracking, but
Mhm.
it's just some magic points thing. And it's like, okay, I'm eating fruit for really the first time ever. I've never eaten it because it's sugar, right? But it's like, basically if you eat protein, veggies, or fruit, those are 0 points kind of. And it's like, I think I could be losing more if I understood this whole macros thing or.
Sure. It's you have a lot of things I want to touch on here, which is so exciting. The Weight Watchers group, they're amazing. I sort of started learning their system early on in my training, and basically they are sort of simplifying the macros for you.
Okay.
So they're kind of what they're really watching, right, is fat intake, which is where a lot of the points will come from, which I'm sure you've noticed, and then processed sugar, right? Sugar can be a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but many people are able to process the sugars that we find in fruits a little bit better than they're able to process what we would call like a white sugar, right? Like a cane sugar variant, which will be your white table sugar, your brown sugar, that kind of stuff, right? Which is why for some people, they need to avoid all sugars, right? Like if you have diabetes or you're in some sort of like medical category where you need to be super careful of all like insulin, any type of like sugar. But if you're just a normal person, fruit sugar is not something we need to be terrified of, right? Every person's body is different. So it's something you would want to work one-on-one with on a coach, but I wouldn't be too worried about eating fruit. Now, as far as the process that you're going on, 15 pounds in, did you say 7 weeks? Is that how
7 weeks?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's really, really good. And what I tell everybody is anything faster than 1 or 2 pounds a week is ultimately probably not a sustainable program, right?
Okay.
Like we can all restrict in crazy, crazy ways for like a month and be like, look at all this weight I lost. And then the second we stop restricting, it all comes back or half of it comes back, right? Doing it in a slower and steadier way is absolutely the right way to make this a long-term change, which is something everybody struggles with. So I would say you're totally doing it right and keep going because that's amazing.
So, Ryan, can I do personal training virtually since I live in Denver?
Yes, you certainly can. So our personal training virtual program works a little bit like this. You can choose your training location. So that could be in your home. We could do just simply body weight, or we could do, if you have some equipment available, whatever it is. You could also take us to the gym with you. What we're really focused on is having a good steady spot where your phone or device of choice can sit so that we can see your whole body, right? We just need you to be able to look at us straight on so we can see you from head to toe. We may want you to turn to the side so we can see your form, and we'll provide those corrections for you, whatever those may be. Alignment, posture, engagement. There's a lot of little tweaks in personal training that just make a huge difference. So it's really important to us that we can see you. And as long as we can see and hear you, we can offer virtual training. If you need that accountability, it's a great option. If you are someone that just needs something to follow, then we can also offer you just programming as well.
Awesome. I'm going to set up a consultation.
Great. Can't wait to talk to you.
Yay. All right. We've got a bunch of questions popping up here in the chat. I'm going to scroll back. So looks like somebody, our winner. Yeah, a raffle winner. You're a vegetarian, but you struggle getting your calories in effectively. Super common, right? When we're a vegetarian for whatever reason, right, we're taking out meat, right? Or any sort of animal product, which can often be pretty calorically dense. There are many, many different ways that you can kind of add more calories in, right? And it kind of depends on how your diet's balancing. But looking for sort of higher calorie things as a vegetarian, you can lean into that sort of like tofu world, right? Or like the hummus world. There are a couple of different things that you can add in. They're going to be a little bit more calorically dense that can kind of help you reach the calories that your body needs every day. Because if you're at home just eating like a bunch of spinach, you're literally never going to hit your goals for the day. Like even if you ate spinach all day long, you couldn't do it. So it's like super common to have this struggle. And it's my older brother's a vegan. And so we've talked about this a lot. It's hard. It's really hard to get your calories, but I would say keep looking for the things that are calorically dense. So look at the tofus, look at the hummus, look at like the quinoa and the grains and things like that. That can often be super helpful when you're looking at your calories. I hope that answers your question. And then Jeff popped in here and said, after dinner, should you avoid eating and fast until the following morning to help lose weight? And to that, I say, it depends on the person. If you're following an intermittent fasting program, yes, exactly right. You need to fast. However, if you're not as married to the like window of eating and all of that sort of process, which you don't have to be to lose weight, if you have extra calories left over, then you can have an after dinner snack. If you don't have extra calories left over, then you just don't get to eat anymore. Basically, what I tell all my clients is, I'm giving you this number of calories and you can hit that whenever you want throughout the day, as long as you hit that calorie. I don't care if it's snacks that you eat 10 times a day. I don't care if it's 2 giant meals. It's whatever works in your life, in your schedule, whatever feels good to your body. So that's what I would say to that. Let's see. Okay. You wanted to become a pescatarian, but I don't know the healthy fish and chicken to eat. I mean, I'll be honest, most seafood, relatively healthy, right? Everything is like relatively low fat with some exceptions that's seafood. So that's honestly that's a great choice, right? And chicken generally is also going to be another great protein source. So not a bad idea to go that way if you are so inclined. Yes. And then we've got another question here. Okay. So I mentioned that the biggest error people make is eating less calories than the body needs, and it goes into fat storage. So the question is, how many calories does a person need to be a healthy human? Great question. This is something I literally talk about with my clients all the time. Basically, you're going to be a little disappointed in this answer because the answer is it changes person to person. Basically, I do a bunch of calculations for my clients based on your height, weight, and age, and that'll help me determine your BMR, which is your base metabolic rate. And so basically, your BMR is important because if you were to wake up and then lay on the ground for 24 hours and simply be a living human body, it's how many calories your specific body would need. So it basically will change. Like Ryan has a very different BMR than I do, right? And then we both have different BMRs than Nick may have, right? So it just really depends person to person. And that's why we get into that danger of like, as long as I eat less, I'm fine. But like Ryan eating less is way different than me eating less, right? And so we just have to be careful. Yeah, sorry, that's sort of a sad answer because I'm like, I just have to do math for you.
Yeah. Any other questions either in the chat or if you want to ask us live? Nick's raising his hand.
Yes. So how much water, I know it's going to be dependent somewhat on a person a day. How much water should you drink? I've got one of these smart bottles, which tracks how much you drink. And I'm finding out that I'm drinking nowhere near enough, but I don't know exactly what is enough, but I just know this is not enough.
Sure, exactly. It's going to be a similar answer like you predicted, right? It's going to be based on each person. However, the general tip that I'll give people, and it's sort of a crazy amount of water, but I say shoot for a gallon. And that sounds like a lot. But what I do is I don't have it near me, but whatever size my water bottle is, I just do the math on how many of those water bottles it would take to reach a gallon of water. And then I basically am like, okay, if it's 4 bottles or it's 5 bottles or whatever, I structure it throughout my day where I'm like, okay, I need to finish 1 bottle while I'm eating my breakfast. And then I need to finish another bottle before lunch, finish another bottle during lunch, right? And I just sort of like structure my day around when the bottle needs to be finished. And that way I'm spacing my water throughout the day. So I would say, I mean, if you don't want to do the math, if you don't want to know exactly, which I can also help you figure it out, go for a gallon. It may not happen. It's a ton of water, but more water is better than less water. Yeah.
So Emma, I did some quick math. There are 128 ounces of water in 1 gallon. And so I feel that typically a water bottle is somewhere around 20 ounces. For
like
something
20
that's
to
maybe
24.
like plastic, yeah, 20 to 24. So if it's on the low end 20, that means you're doing about 6 of those.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say structure your day to do 5 or 6 of an average water bottle throughout the day. That's what I would go for.
And I might add, so I'm a thirsty person in more than one way, but for water, I love to drink so much water at the gym. And so at the gym, I probably go through, this is more me being strict on things, right? I have a pre-workout, I have water when I wake up, even before I have coffee, because I think that gets things going. I've got my pre-workout, which has water in it, and then I'm drinking 2, maybe 3 water bottles at the gym. I don't use the water fountain, and I think even most people aren't now because of COVID anyways, but that's a great way to just get things flowing for me when I'm at the gym. I feel hydrated. And so I might just recommend to other people that if you are doing any physical activity, make sure that that is the time that you're really sucking up some water.
Definitely.
Yeah. Marcel asked if there is such a thing as too much water. That got sent to me privately. I'm not sure if we kind of answered that, but I really like this topic. This seems to be like, we need to write a blog post about this, I think, because this seems to be a hot topic, and
really
I love discovering things like this. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, Marcel, yes, you can there's some crazy term that makes it sound super scary where they're like, you can drown yourself in water, but I'll be honest, it is virtually impossible to do that. So don't worry about it too much. That's what I'll say. Yeah.
All right. All right. Any other questions?
I have one more. Sorry, I ask a lot of questions. It's nice to not be the presenter. On earlier in this presentation, you mentioned to us, or you mentioned an app. It's an app actually that I use, MyFitnessPal. Is that the one that you'd recommend to just kind of like do a very basic tracking of your nutrition? Is there any others that you like? What about like the Apple Watch, the 1,000 steps a day or the 10,000 steps a day? Is there any relation between any of those, or what do you like as far as fitness bands and tracking devices and apps?
Good question. Ryan, do you have any app preferences?
I personally use MyFitnessPal. There's another one called Count It, I think. And I learned of another one today called Calorie with a Y, Calory. I haven't looked into that one yet. Effectively, I like MyFitnessPal because what it does for you, they've got a free version and a paid version. And I think the paid version might be $50 a year. For me, it's worth that fee because what it unlocks for you is macro level, whereas the free version is just calorie level. And so if you're just looking for weight loss, calorie is fine, but macros helps me stay more lean. So within that, you'll set your goals. It can also calculate it for you if you would like it to. And then everything you're doing throughout the day is searchable. So if you are eating something that comes in a package or a jar of some sort, even if it's like a chicken breast, you can scan that and it'll pull it up for you. So it's easy to add. They also have the option to just simply search. So you could type in, green beans or mashed potatoes or whatever it is that you're eating, carrots, hummus, whatever. They have some generic things. So if it doesn't, it may not be exactly that brand's recipe, but typically they're about the same. And unless you're being a bodybuilder preparing for a competition, I think it's good enough. You don't need to be like down to the exact calorie. And so I like using that app because it helps me track on a day-to-day basis. And so, yeah, that's my preference.
Yeah, I second that. Mine too. I love MyFitnessPal. I send it to all my clients, and the free version is a great place to start too. Like I started there the first time I started tracking calories, right? It's a nice, just simple way to be able to look things up. They have popular restaurants, which I love. So my Chipotle bowl is like preset on my MyFitnessPal, so I can just like add that in, which I love. Yeah, so I would say definitely that one for sure.
Nice, thank you. And then just a note on that, it does have the QR code scanner, which for those of us that may be single and using microwave meals, that's helpful. And then also it connects to Map My Fitness. So I'm glad to hear you guys liked it, because Map My Fitness, I know myself and several of the other runners and attempted runners, joggers, and workout people in the office at Exit, we've been using that. And I found out that those connect for free.
Great.
Great.
Okay.
Do you know about collagen?
Collagen that's a highly debated topic. I'll be honest. There's a lot of marketing going on right now about collagen supplements and adding collagen to our smoothies and all these things. I personally don't have a ton of knowledge around it, but from the few like doctors and medical professionals I've talked to about it, they basically say it's hard to get it back once it's gone, which is like the sad truth. We can try our best, right, to get it back by taking pills or supplements, but ultimately I guess we're not able to like hold on to a lot of what we get from the supplement. So often all of it kind of just gets peed out, which is a bummer. But certainly if you're finding something that's working for you, go for it. Basically, great food, lots of water, and exercise are all things that are going to help out with a little bit of the problems of collagen loss, right? So that's what I know. I'm so sorry. Oh, so sad. Bad news, but that's okay. It's all right. Aging's okay. Yeah, that's what I'll say about that. And then we got a question about supplements, it looks like. I'm not a medical professional. I cannot tell you what your body needs. If you are finding that those supplements are providing something that you need, go for it. I totally am on the vitamin D train because wow, we don't get enough sunshine here. So I would definitely say if those things are working for you, good. Certainly talk to your doctors. And if you're changing up your diet, it may change up what you need from your vitamins, right? Like eating more whole foods, eating more fruits and vegetables are going to change the vitamins that you're already intaking, basically. Yeah.
Great. I love all these questions. I'm even learning things today, so this is great.
Yeah, amazing.
All right, anyone else? I know I keep asking, and as soon as I do, we have more, so I guess I'll keep asking. All right.
Hey,
Hey, Jeff.
thought I'd come on for this one since it's a complicated one. Anyway, hi, I'm Jeff. Ryan knows who I am. We've had some consultations before too, I think, right now, right?
Yeah, it's nice to see you, Jeff.
So a little bit about me. I started working with the gym back in January, and I've been going regularly. And I've also started really focusing on nutrition since then and learning a lot more. And you've helped a lot with me, Ryan, by the way. Thank you for that. And I've gone now from about 173. I'm now at 152. And yeah,
Wow.
Yay, yay.
an accomplishment. And then it gets to a point though, where you want to keep going, right? Because you're doing so well, and then you plateau, you hit a wall. And like I'm now at 152 and I'm stuck in that area. And it's like, okay, well, I'll try and see what else I'm doing here and doing right. And then you mentioned like more calorie consumption is essential. And that's something also you have to work on over time. And I don't know. I mean, you think you're making a lot of good accomplishments, and then as they get to a point where maybe I do need that extra help from someone, like that course, like should I find those dollars to afford this nutrition course from you guys? I mean,
Jeff, you're bringing up a bunch of stuff. Everybody feels this, right? You start on your fitness journey, your weight loss or your muscle gain journey, whatever it is, and you're like doing awesome. And then you hit that wall, right? I will tell you, every single person does this, whether you're working with somebody or not, right?
I've hit the wall, yeah.
Yes, we all hit the wall. We all hit the wall, right? Everybody's going to plateau. And all that means is that your body has responded rapidly, right, to the changes that you made. But now you've been sort of in that pattern for a little bit, and it probably just needs a little bit of tweaking. It's going to slow down a little bit, but you're still making progress, right? Something I talk about with all my clients. Weight loss is not linear, right? Working out, it's not linear. You're going to go down, you're going to go up, and then you're going to come back down. Ultimately, it will always have a downward trend as long as you're being consistent, but there may be little micro up and down inside of that. So what it sounds like to me, Jeff, is that you're just hitting a wall and you maybe just need to tweak something, right? So it could be that you're not eating enough calories. It also could be you're not drinking enough water and that's all you need. Or it could be your sleep, your stress, or your protein, right? There are so many factors. And once we start down the slope, all we have to do is just start to play with them one at a time and see what helps it click, right? So that's what I would say. I would say, look at what you're doing. Look at the information you've gained from me, from Ryan, from the internet. see if you can make a change. And maybe that'll just be enough to sort of kickstart the next downward trend or whatever trend, wherever you're trying to go. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
It does. Thank you very much, Emma.
Yeah, of course.
So I just got a direct message from someone at Exit that said, will you talk about the sleep app? So this is an app out there that I am by no means an expert on sleep, but I am learning how to be a little bit more accountable for my sleep. A friend of mine recommended this to me. Actually, Ryan, you know who this friend is too. It's an app called Sleep Cycle. And there's a bunch of different apps out there, but what I'm finding is if you do really get into the workout side of this, and the nutrition side will hopefully come second, the sleep side has to come third. And so that's something I've been talking about with some of our agents at Exit. I love to run myself into the ground, not sleep enough, which actually counteracts all the workout, all the nutrition stuff you've done. I've been studying up sleep a lot lately with some other people, and it's been fascinating. But the Sleep Cycle app, apparently someone at Exit thought that I should share that, since a couple of us have been working on that. But I have one more question for you guys. What are your thoughts on cheat days? How often can you have them? How good or bad can they be? Because I know a few of us have had cheat days recently with the summer months coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go first, and then
Yes,
I'll let
please.
Emma give like the educational response to this. My feeling about it, Nick, is that we have to accept that we're humans and that we're not perfect. And frankly, it's not fun to just be so strict that you can't enjoy life and you can't enjoy culture and you can't enjoy the things that maybe we haven't gotten to do for a year. So of course you need to have some balance. And of course you need to give yourself the opportunity to let loose every once in a while. We have to do that for our mental health. What it comes down to is, what is that cheat and how far are you going with it? Is it turning into a day, which is then like, well, because I did it yesterday, I might as well just let it go into the morning of the next day. You know, what it really comes down to is accountability, in my perspective. And so, you know, we probably love Illuminati's pizza or something that is just, we know this is not going to help us whatsoever. And you know, frankly, it's okay to do that from time to time. It is going to change your weight over the day. Like if you're eating a big pizza pie, yes, you're going to weigh more the next day because you put a lot of dense food into your body. But I think you do need that balance. And so really it's, I would say that's my perspective. I think having that reward, you know, for me, I work so hard during the week. Nick, I know you work so hard during the week, and then the weekend we let loose. And so similarly to that with dieting, you know, you need to have something to look forward to. Maybe if you're really trying to stick to your goals, and you know that eating that piece of pizza is just gonna make you feel bad, maybe you agree to have a small cheat. Maybe it's a dessert. Maybe it's something that is like really not going to throw you off that much. It's a few more extra 100 calories over your limit, but that's going to be your thing you're looking forward to because you're celebrating or you're rewarding yourself for working so hard. That's my perspective. Emma, I will let you chime in.
No, I basically agree with everything you were saying, Ryan. Like, ultimately, it's going to happen, right? And that's okay. What I try to teach all my clients are basically, I want you to learn how to eat a balanced diet where you don't feel like you're restricting yourself from the things that you love, right? I don't want you to be like, I don't eat sugar at all anymore, ever again, because that's not sustainable. As a resident sugar addict, not going to happen, right? So what I always try to teach is, how do we eat those things and still stay in balance and still stay in the calories that we need to be in, right? So it maybe means, oh, maybe I don't get to eat the whole pizza, right? Or I don't get 4 slices of pizza, which is like my go-to serving, right? Maybe I don't get to do all of that, but I can have a little bit of pizza and also have a giant salad, right? So I'm all about teaching people how to eat them whenever we want in a balanced manner. Now, the other side of that is what I will say is, like, when you have that moment where you eat the whole pizza, right? We've all been there. Or you eat the whole thing of ice cream, or there's a cake at a birthday party that's just so dang good, you keep eating it, right? That's okay. Just like Ryan was saying, it happens. We're human. It absolutely will happen again, right? It happens to me every now and then. It happens, right? But what I will tell you is, the most important thing about when that happens is that the next day or even the next meal, you do not starve yourself. Right? Because if on Friday night I go to a birthday party and I ate pizza and I ate cake and it was like way too much, Saturday morning rolls around and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, like, maybe I should skip breakfast and lunch. Wrong. Do not do that. Go right back to your normal plan, right back to your calories, your balanced diet. Do not punish yourself for what you did, right? Accept it, move forward, and go right back to the healthy choices you were making the day before, or even the day of the moment that happened, is what I'll say. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, Nick, I would add, just for anyone else who's listening to this now or and during the recording, I think this is where sometimes we get into this concern of having an eating disorder, because we can become so obsessed with the number and with am I punishing myself? And so that's a very real thing, and something that I am really concerned about in anyone who's going on this type of journey. And so, you know, we've used the word balance a lot. I think what we offer with Kuna Fit specifically, or maybe just having a friend who you're going on a nutrition journey with, someone to hold you accountable and to talk with about this, just kind of be that gut check of like, no, like what do you mean you haven't eaten all day? You know, like you can't do that. It's not healthy. Your brain is not able to function when it doesn't have food in your body. Everything else isn't moving. It's, you know, we certainly don't want anyone to experience that. And so if you need accountability partners or support, you know, certainly we can help you with that as well. But text me anytime, Nick.
Well, not just me, anyone.
I know. Well, anyone. Yeah, everyone. I put my phone number up here, so maybe I'm going to get some late night texts, you know.
You know
Can
what?
I have the extra pizza?
There's a lot. Ryan and I live dangerously close to each other, and he knows I have cheat days more often than I should. But well, I wanted to thank Ryan and Emma today. By the way, this Q&A was amazing. Really fire questions, guys. That isn't much longer than I thought, much more detailed than I thought. So I'm really appreciative. This will be recorded. We're going to put that up on my YouTube channel. We're going to send it over to Ryan, Emma. Please, guys, continue the conversation with us. Follow myself, Ryan, Emma on social media. Exit Strategy is going to have a lot more for you. We have some yoga classes coming up, some relaxation and stretch, all different kinds of health and wellness. And we have a lot of real estate classes coming up too, because obviously that is our primary focus. But we're trying to help you in all areas, and rising tide lifts all boats. So let's lift each other up this summer. Thank you all very much for being here, and have a great day.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.